Welcome to the True Trade Talk, where we dive into the fascinating world of global logistics and trade. I'm your host Suraj, and today we have a very special guest joining with us to shed some light on the most precising issue and the exciting development in the industry. Our guest today is Mark, and cross logistics expert with over 15 years of experience in the field. Welcome to the show, Mark.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me. Looking forward to this.
Let's dive right into the talks. Mark, what is the biggest challenge that the logistic industries are facing today?
It's a very good question. From my point of view, I think it's to do with the conflicts in the Middle East, especially around the Red Sea, which is really affecting the freight, on the sea freight at the moment, which is causing issues for transportation. So directly, it's the conflicts in the Middle East, the conflicts with Russia and Ukraine is having a major impact on the global trade. Which in turn reduces the pricing and also sort of flattens the pricing. So the market is very, very volatile at the moment, especially around those areas.
Fascinating. It's clear that the logistic landscape is continuously evolving. One factor driving the evolution is also technology. How have the recent advancement in technology evolved the logistic industry?
Yeah, I say with the advancement of AI technology into the world of logistics is steadily increasing the flow of trade and the flow of goods. With the technology and AI, it's speeding up the process and allowing for, say, let's focus on the customs side, for instance. So if you're declaring your goods on sea freight now, you can use AI technology in advance to produce your manifest and for your AI technology to literally look at your HS codes and make sure that your HS codes meet your criteria of your goods. And all of that has been done in advance now, whereas before it was, possible delays in paperwork, misinterpretation of goods, all this kind of stuff. So AI technology is the way forward in the world of logistics.
Totally agreed with you now. Another concept that's becoming very popular in the logistics world is supply chain resilience. Can you explain what it means and why is it important?
To have a resilient supply chain is really important. You need to have a robust end-to-end solution and you need to make sure it works. It's cost effective. You have the technology, you have the tracking. And most important is that you'll be able to do reverse logistics as well. And also a big part of becoming resilient is also to look at the sustainability of that supply chain. If you can offset any sustainability at any choice or anywhere in that supply chain, that will give you an advantage in the market.
That makes a lot of sense. Let's shift gears and now talk about sustainability. How do you
Mm.
think can company balance their cost efficiently with sustainability in their logistics operations?
It's quite difficult for a business, to remain very competitive in the market and focus on its costs, but everyone has to. To look at your sustainability, you need to look at, first of all, do you actually, supply that within your business, i.e., do you own your own final mile or do you outsource? So if you outsource your final mile delivery, what you need to do is offset it. So you offset your sustainability by using a business who looks at using electric vehicles on the final mile delivery, especially for Europe and the UK. So that's a big advantage if you're looking to promote your offset. If you're looking to promote your sustainability as a business and looking to grow your business by thinking how you can reduce the carbon footprint of your logistics, that's really important.
It's really impressive to see businesses taking proactive steps towards sustainability. Now let's zoom out and look at a bigger picture. What role do logistics play in international trade and how do geopolitical factors influence it?
I think it's going to change in the next 5 to 10 years. I think with the technology in the background making big progress, and let's look at the market now. For instance, let's say 90% of our goods at the moment are currently shipped via out of China or manufactured in China, and shipped to the US, to the UK, into Europe and onwards. I would say in the next 5 to 10 years, you'll be looking at potentially places like India, Malaysia, Vietnam, who will be looking to take that market and be very competitive against the Chinese with its advocate labor, its cost effectiveness to produce goods. It also has a good trade relationship with the UK and Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of advantages for up and coming markets or up and coming manufacturers to produce their own goods without relying too heavily on China, especially with the conflicts going on, like you say, in Russia, Ukraine, and also, the COVID situation we had recently within China, which reduced the traffic, the Red Sea situation, which has reduced the traffic from China again. China at the moment is probably finding it hard to stabilize itself after the effects of COVID.
Absolutely. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, the logistic industry must adapt to meet the evolving demands of global trade as well. Yeah.
There's a lot more newer sighted markets, like Mexico, for instance. South America is a growing e-commerce market. India is really starting to take shape. Vietnam, Malaysia, the Philippines have always been trading, but they're slowly catching up with China.
Inventory management is another critical aspect of logistics. How do you think businesses optimize their inventory management to minimize their cost and maximize their efficiency?
Yeah, of course, especially in the e-commerce world. If you're looking to ship, say for instance, if we're looking to ship into the UK and the EU, you have sort of options available. So if you're looking to ship via sea, you have the LCL option, which is less container load, which reduces your stock holding in the UK because you're only sending the product you wish to send to market. However, what we're finding is now that a lot of businesses wish to hold some stock in the UK and into Europe, so what we call buffer stock. So they don't have to keep sending FTL or LCL containers on a regular basis. They can just send it all in one go. And then you can find a suitable warehouse which has a bonded solution, which can then act as a cash flow for potentially as that seller looking to expand their businesses overseas. And especially with going into Europe, if you're looking for, like a limited fiscal representation, which will, delay your duties and VAT, or not say your duties, but your VAT, until you sell the goods into other destinations of Europe, that is a big advantage.
So what are you looking ahead? What trends do you foresee shaping the future of logistics and trade?
I think I see it just becoming a very competitive market with more countries starting to manufacture their own goods, and especially for sellers who are looking to expand overseas, I see the marketplace becoming very competitive. The prices out of China are extremely low at the moment, and there's a reason behind that because of the issues we've had with China. But the up and coming markets and the up and coming manufacturers is all new marketplaces to sell on. So there's a good chance that the market will become very competitive. I think it will stabilize, hopefully in the next 2 to 3 years, and then everyone would be very competitive with everyone else. And that's how I would hope to see it's going to work. And I don't see it changing drastically. There is a big focus on sustainability, especially with your big carrier lines like Maersk and ONE and MSC, and there is also a lot of joint ventures happening in the background. So in the logistics world, if you wish to remain competitive, maybe the only advantage you can do now is to become a partner with someone. And I don't think anyone should be afraid partnership in anyone, as long as the agreement is in place and it works both ways. I think the logistics industry is here for a long time.
It seems to be an exciting time to be in the logistic industry with so much of innovation and opportunity on different horizons. Speaking of innovation, how do logistic companies address the growing demand of last mile delivery services in urban areas?
Yeah, it's a big factor in the UK and in Europe, actually. So in the last, say, 5 years, parcel lockers have become very popular, which is called PUDUs, which is pick up, drop off points. So Royal Mail in the UK have just launched their own parcel lockers in the last couple of weeks, I believe. So that's giving the consumer the choice to drop off their parcel and return the parcel, which is great. Or they can pick up their parcel, in an area which is close to a retail area, so they don't have to drive too far to collect it. They can collect it while they're shopping. It's very ease of use. A lot of businesses are really thriving, like InPost are thriving across Europe and in the UK with this method. And also looking in the inner city, you've got to be looking at the methods of bike. You've got to be looking at the methods of electric vehicles. Yet again, focusing on the sustainability within the inner cities itself. So let's take, for instance, London. London is very, very, popular. How can you say? So let me stop again. London is very dense. So to get around London, you've got to go through a lot of, I would say, dense areas, and to get around that, you would have to use bikes or electrical bikes or electrical vehicles to offset the ozone.
Innovations over here.
Yeah. Excuse me. It's probably happening everywhere in the world, because the area, like I say. But I think the most important thing is probably the parcel lockers. That's probably the future, and where you can drop it off in the local post offices. You can have seven day a week delivery time slots to your own personal house still.
Maybe a drone or something like that.
Sorry?
Maybe using a drone or something like that all around.
Yeah, but no, I wouldn't say drones in urban areas. I would say drones in non-urban areas, which is your far reach areas for a drone. Yeah, I would be very surprised if you saw a load of drones over Heathrow. Maybe, excuse you, have to block that out. But maybe, the Outer Hebrides in Scotland, you would use drones, or the far reach places. But I would say in central urbanized places, you're going to be looking at the parcel lockers is probably one of the best solutions, or a courier is opting for a 7-day delivery cycle, AM, PM, up to a certain time. If you take Amazon, for instance, Amazon, works 7 days and they can deliver up to 8-9 o'clock at night.
Oh,
so you can, as long as there's traceability, there's tracking available. You have to sign for the document. Everyone takes pictures of the parcels once they're delivered today. So, but for urban, I think the way forward is for parcel lockers, definitely.
That's incredibly innovative. Before we wrap up this whole conversation over here, you have a 15 years of experience in this industry. Could you share a case study or an example that how innovative logistics solutions have transformed the whole company's operation?
That's a good question. There's been a lot of innovation in my time period. Having a fully functional WMS system, a warehouse management system, will suit your business, especially if you're in the world of e-commerce fulfillment. Back in the early days, having a WMS system was seen as an advantage. Having a WMS system today is seen as standard. However, a WMS system still plays a vital role. And having the right systems in place which can connect you with other markets, other platforms as well, to sell your products on other markets, is a very big advantage. So it's quite streamless operation. AI technology is going to play a big part in logistics in the next 5, 15, 20, 50 years, no doubt.
Obviously,
it's only going to...
AI has basically captured everything now. It's part of logistics also, which is captured.
AI technology, robotics, how we we pick and pack our goods. I think in the early days, it was very much done by hand. Nowadays, a lot of it's done by robotics. But you need to have a big warehouse for this. You need to have big investment, and you need to get return of investment. But AI technology is seen as the way forward for a lot of logistics businesses, not only for enhancing its technology, but also in enhancing its customer service. Having someone available for an AI technology to answer a simple question of where is my goods and where's my tracking number, to have that automated in the background will save a lot of logistics businesses, and then for logistics to focus on what they do most. At the end of the day, it's all about development and tracking of the goods, but AI technology will play a big part of this.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how logistics is evolved in every aspects in the industry, in the complete industry. You talked about warehouse management system. It's not just a need, but it's must in today's growing world.
Yeah, that's the way forward. I'd say it's pretty much standard in the UK and EU now to have a WMS system, but you have to have the right WMS system to suit your business, and along with the AI technology as well. Not everyone is keen to use AI technology because they think it's going to replace the human being, which I don't think it will.
Do you think so? Is it going to replace the humans?
No, you still need to have the human touch in my eyes. But if it's going to, if you can reinvest that saving and within using AI technology and reinvest that in, to make things automated for your customer service, for your invoicing, for your technology in your warehouse, then you would be wise to use it, not to ignore it and think it's I'm a little bit scared. There was a little bit of skepticism around AI when it first came out.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
reliable? Does it really happen? Can this happen? And the answer is yes, it does. It does all of it. But you still need the human touch. You still need the human touch.
There needs to be somebody that can control the machines also. Probably AI can't do all.
Absolutely, absolutely.
As we near the end of the conversation, Mark, what advice would you give to the businesses looking to improve their logistic process and stay competitive in today's global market? For example, everyone wants to enter the logistic industry and the e-commerce industry, but how do they stay ahead?
I think you just have to be very mindful of one, where your business is and what your business plans were. You
Yeah,
need to understand your own business before you launch a business, and you need to also understand your competitors in the market, what they're good at and what they're not good at.
yeah,
As I said before, because logistics has changed over the period of time, and service has become quite standard, technology has become standard, WMS systems we've talked about have become standard. Final
yeah,
mile delivery, more and more operators are offering all different kinds of services and delivery times, tracking capabilities. I think the world of logistics has got to a point where if you wish to open up a new business and remain cost effective in the world of e-commerce, logistics, freight forwarding, I would especially advise just to be 100% sure that you understand what your business needs are, and
yeah.
also what your business needs to service your customers.
True.
Because it's great having loyal customers, but those loyal customers can change at any time, because if your competitor is doing something completely different and offering a better service, then you need to be ahead of the game all of the time. So I would always say keep investing, but only invest at the right time.
Wise word indeed. Thank you, Mark, for sharing your expertise with us today. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show. Probably the audience loved it.
Okay, thank you very much for having me, Shrem, and I'm sure we'll meet again.
Yes, yes, why not? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye bye.